Hey, Cub fans. Thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. And we're going to talk Cade Horton. He is currently the number 2 ranked prospect in the Cubs organization behind Pete Crow Armstrong. And he's also ranked number 3 right-hand pitcher in all of major leagues. I saw a piece recently on him, and it used the phrase ace of the future or future ace. And it's sort of looking like people have that kind of hopes for him, that kind of outlook. So Cade Horton could be a name that we all know really well very soon. So I thought, let's go ahead and do a piece on Cade Horton, get everybody up to speed on him. He is Cade Michael Horton, 22 years old, born August 20, 2001. He's 6'1", 211 pounds. Born in Oklahoma City, grew up in Norman, went to Norman High School. And unfortunately for Cade, his senior year was in 2020. So the COVID year caused all kinds of things, obviously. But one of the things that it did is it cut his senior year short. He only played in 5 games in his senior year. It's kind of depressing. You think about the kids that, Cade's still playing, but most guys, that was what they had, and they lost it. So it upsets me quite a bit when I hear about that. Cade was, at the time, one of the best two-sport athletes in the country. He was a baseball player, but he was also a quarterback. And his senior year, he threw for 3,084 yards and 26 touchdowns. And he also ran for 1,149 and 15 touchdowns. So he was a football player, and he had committed to go to Oklahoma to play for the Sooners on the baseball team, but also he was going to walk on the football team. And because of that, he wasn't drafted. So coming out of high school, he would have been, but it looked like he was going to go play some football, so he wasn't drafted. So just kind of an odd senior year 2020 for Cade. So he goes to Oklahoma. Well, he ends up getting injured. He injured his ulnar collateral ligament and needed Tommy John surgery. So in February, he had Tommy John surgery, February 21, before his freshman year. So he missed that. So he had a broken up senior year. He missed 2021 with Tommy John surgery. And I guess the point that I'm making here is he's only 22 years old right now. So he just hasn't really played a lot. Now, what he has done has been really good, but he just doesn't have a huge track record behind him. So in 2022, he's a redshirt freshman for Oklahoma. He starts the season at third base. They had him listed as a third base player early on in his scouting reports. So he was playing third, and he hit really well too. He's a good hitter. And but he was doing some occasional relief. And then he made it back into the rotation finally in late March, where he sort of got healthy enough. His recovery had evolved enough where he was ready to get back into the rotation. And once he did, he was really good. He led the Sooners to a second-place finish in the College World Series that year, and he did really well. He pitched in 2 games in the College World Series. He had 13 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings against Ole Miss. So, short little burst, and he showed signs of what he's capable of. So in the 2022 draft, Cubs take Cade in the first round, number 7 overall, sign him to a $4.45 million contract. So here we are. He missed his senior year for the most part. Redshirted his freshman year at Oklahoma. Didn't really get healthy and get back into the rotation until late March, and had a good World Series. Guys, that's not a lot to go on, but it was enough that the Cubs drafted him first round, 7th overall. So to me, that's very telling as well. So let's take a look at Cade Horton from a scouting perspective. He is a prospect. He's 22 years old. And how do the scouts grade him? So I'm going to go ahead and walk us through what the scouting report is, and just to give us a feel for it. Then we'll go into what his numbers look like. His fastball is rated at 60. So it is a plus fastball. His curveball is rated at a 50, so it's average. His best pitch is his slider. It's rated as a plus slider at 65. He's got a changeup that we'll talk about in a minute that is below average, and he's got a little above average command at 55. So fastball 60, curveball 50, slider 65, changeup 45, and command 55. So let's take his fastball. After he recovered from surgery, from the Tommy John surgery, his velocity returned on his fastball pretty quickly. But what was late coming back was his command. So his fastball, 94 to 96, tops out about 98. It's got carry and arm side run. His slider, which is his best pitch, became his best pitch because he was sort of tinkering with a cutter. And as he was tinkering with this cutter, his slider drastically improved. So kind of by chance, his slide piece really took over. They describe it as a wipeout two-plane breaker that ranges from the mid-80s up to 90 miles per hour. So his slider is his best pitch. His curveball, they rate at average. It's a 50. Low 80s curveball, still is a work in progress. And his changeup is the piece that he doesn't command it. It lacks the fade that they're looking for. He throws it too hard, and he doesn't really command it well. So his changeup is still a work in progress. So I would say as of right now, Cade works with two pitches: fastball, slider. He's got a serviceable curveball that you can show it, and his changeup needs work. So that's kind of where we are in terms of Cade's arsenal. He's a great athlete, two-sport athlete, and you can see his athleticism. Just his presence on the mound, you can really see how athletic he is. With his fastball and his curve, he has no problem pounding the zone. That has been there for him. And he just doesn't have a long track record. So we need to see it, and he also needs to show and prove that he's going to stay healthy. So that's the scouting report on Cade. Now, let's go to his numbers. In 2023, he started the season at Myrtle Beach. He threw 14 in the third innings, had a 1.26 ERA, struck out 21, walked 4, sub-1 whip at .837. So really solid first run in Myrtle Beach. Gets bumped up to the High A Cubs in South Bend. He throws 47 innings there, pitches to a 3.83 ERA, strikes out 65 in the 47 innings, walked 12. His whip was right at 1,000, 1.00. Pretty good. Bumps up to Tennessee at the Smokies. Pitches 27 innings for the Smokies, ERA of 1.33, strikes out 31, walks 11, whip 1.074. So, I mean, that's what we have. We've got, well, let's do the totals. I did the math for us. So, total in 2023, he went 4-4, 21 games, all starts, 21 starts, as a total ERA of 2.65 in 88 and a third innings. His whip is under 1,000 at .996. He gives up 6.2 hits per 9, 0.7 home runs per 9. He walks 2.8 per 9 and strikes out right at 12 per 9. So, I mean, those are really good. That's, there's a reason that everybody's high on. There's a reason he's ranked second prospect in the Cub organization, and he's really well respected around the league as a very high prospect. So, Cade Horton. When I watched the videos of Cade, there were some things that stood out to me. I just really like his mound presence. Like, if you watch him pitch, he moves around the mound with a confidence and not in a hurry. Just like, kind of looks like, yeah, I'm going to strike you out, and then I'm going to strike out the next guy. He doesn't seem to have emotional swings. Comes off the mound with, just that look that the confidence level is high, and it really shows. I also like his delivery and his windup. It's not fast. It's not wild. And as I was watching him, I was thinking, to describe it to you guys, I would say take Hayden Wesneski's windup with all the wild arms and elbows and knees flying and flying off the mound and all the movement. Cade Horton would be the exact opposite of that. He doesn't have any of it. He doesn't fly off the mound at all. I mean, it doesn't even look like he's given max effort. His windup is short. It's compact. There's not a lot of movement, which to me looks like he can reproduce it easily. There's just not much to it, and it's just very focused and it's very efficient looking. I really liked it. His curveball, when I read about his curveball, and I didn't picture it in my head till I saw it, and it is a down curveball. It's not a sweeper, guys. It's down. I mean, it starts thigh high and it goes down. So that slider is really a good piece. His fastball when he gets it up, it has a nice arm side run. He commands it. Looks really good. Those two pitches are really right now they might be enough. They're both really good. But hopefully he can add that change or get that curveball to where he can mix it in. But a huge upside for Cade Horton. They talked about him getting a look and maybe getting a start this year, and maybe they will. I don't know, but he looks like he's probably close. If they said he was starting in a game at Wrigley this year, it wouldn't surprise me. And of course, it'd be must-see TV to see how he does. I guess it'll depend on his spring. Young man's 22 years old, and hasn't really pitched that much. That's the other thing. He doesn't have a big track record, so maybe we should be patient. Maybe we should give him time. But he sure looks good. I'm glad we have Cade. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you haven't already and you feel like you can, give me a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you very soon. Go Cubs, go.